And finally, after some technical difficulties for the past 6 minutes, we are live. What's up, buddy?
Not a whole bunch, man. How you doing?
Compared to all personal stuff that's going on, a heck of a lot better. Let's talk some racing. We had the greatest weekend in racing this past weekend. We had a time Indy 500 winner. We had a first Monaco winner, and we had a driver come from last to first. Let's talk but first before we get started. Last week, if not the week before, we announced our first inductee into the 4Ride Media Hall of Fame class of 2025, which was none other than four-time Indianapolis 500 winner Rick Mears. Today, Everett, we will to our listeners the second inductee into the 2020 4Ride Media Hall of Fame is none other than two-time Indianapolis 500 winner, 2005 Indy 500 champ, Dan Wheldon.
Very, very deserving. Great man, great driver. Lost him way too soon, unfortunately.
Way too soon. And with that being said, on this day? It was on the, I do believe so. Let me check. I believe it was on this day in 2011 when he won his final. What we didn't know at the time was going to be his final IndyCar Series race and final Indy 500.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a sad day. Looking at it now, a very sad day.
That is correct. On May 29th, 2011, the white flag was out. J.R. Hildebrand was leading the race with Dan Wheldon in second. J.R. Hildebrand comes out of four. In less than 100 away, he crashed for giving Dan Wheldon the ultimate legendary, iconic victory in his career, winning the Indianapolis 500 and what was his final Indy 500 victory, the final IndyCar win of his career. And of course, we sadly lost him in a tragic accident on October 15th, 2011 at Las Vegas Freeway. You know how times have changed for safety. If we had
safety
we had the Aeroscreen in 2011. If we had that in 2011, Dan Wheldon would still be with us today.
You know, everyone says that, but there's a part of me that questions it because the impact he took, I don't necessarily think that Aeroscreen could have held up to it. I still think there would have been a little issue with it. I mean, I'd pray that it did work, but I mean, it's hard to say. It's one of those coulda, woulda, shouldas that we will never know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what a wild and weird Indianapolis 100 we had on Sunday. I mean, talk about that start of the race. I mean, we had a weather delay. We had Scott McLaughlin crashing on the pace lap. We had Scott Dixon's brakes going up in flames. We had Kyle Larson going for the double, which he ended up between the two races. He ended up completing 595 miles.
Yeah, definitely didn't do the hype. It was ugly. That's for damn sure for him this year.
I mean, that Indy 500, something felt off about that race. I don't know if it was because of the weather delay. because of the weird shit that was happening. But in my honest opinion, that Indy 500 felt off for some reason in recent years.
It was just
Yes,
completely.
it's the greatest.
The whole weekend was just something strange. Between the Formula One, between NASCAR, between IndyCar, just the whole weekend just seemed weird.
Very, very weird. But I
But
can tell you one thing,
kudos
though.
to me. I called Pelot as the winner.
You did.
And I was just saying,
And I
I was
must
saying this
admit,
bullshit
I
answer.
would. But I have to give props to Joseph Newgarden. He tried so hard fighting from 33rd to possibly trying to win the race before those unfortunate incidents happened in the 500. We'll go back to the 500. We had some race week that began Friday night in Charlotte with the ARCA Menard Series. Austin Green getting his first career ARCA win. We had Corey Heim, no surprise here, dominating the Truck Series race on Friday night. We had William Byron's race in Charlotte on Saturday. We had almost William Byron winning. Can we talk about that battle between Denny and Byron and the Coca-Cola 600?
You know, as sad as it sounds, I did not watch racing this weekend. On the greatest weekend of them all, I didn't watch any racing.
That's fair.
I spent the time with
I
my
was
family.
glad I was able
I spent time with my son and enjoyed.
That's fair, because like I said, I actually went to my mom's Friday night. I was there all day Saturday. Oh, actually, no, scratch that. I actually went there Saturday night. Woke up, or I was going to wake up at night. I was going to wake up to watch the Monaco Grand Prix. When I woke up, I was like, okay, let me turn. I was like, okay, let me to the kids. I was like, okay, let me turn on the iPad. Let me log into Hulu. I turned it on. I was like, Charles Leclerc won. Oh wait, no, he finished third. Who the hell won? Well, shit, my prediction was wrong. So I watched that. Then I watched the Indy 500. I finished Indy 500 actually in the car on the way back here, and then I logged in Amazon Prime and watched the Coca-Cola 600. And I tell you what, Prime gave the best coverage you could ever think of. Like, oh my goodness, the coverage they had, just amazing. And to all of you that's listening, if you're gonna whine, bitch, complain because you can't watch the NASCAR races on Amazon Prime, it's called a free trial for 30 days. Yes, for credit or debit card information, because if you get to cancel, they're going to charge you for a month of Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime, get your 30-day free trial and watch the remaining 4 races of the NASCAR Cup Series. And if you don't have the CW, get an antenna to your TV. Watch the over the air for the CW. There's plenty of ways you can watch your NASCAR races, no matter where you're at.
Oh yeah, that is true. I'm enjoying while we. I'm enjoying while we do the podcast here.
Let's get on, friend. Let's pull up the ARCA Menard series. That's fair. My dad is actually racing now. So.
Oh, neat.
Yep, he races compact. Him, my sister, and my brother, they all race a compact. I told my dad, I said, hey, let me do it too. So up there, help him at some point in the pit. I'm gonna wear my gonna wear my CRI shirt and see what he says.
Just a fair warning.
Let's see.
It's an expensive hobby.
I know that. Trust me, I know that. It took my dad a long time just. Did you still want to race?
For me, it always seems
all
like
right.
it's one problem after another.
Right. All right. Your race results for the General Tire 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, home of NASCAR. Austin Green takes the victory. Grant Enfinger finished second. You was close. Or was that Chris?
No, I believe I was
Someone
the one.
was close.
I think it might have been Chris.
Scott. Either way, LeVar Scott was third. William Salowich fourth. Eddie Janikowak was fifth. He is an alumni of the show. Andrew Pearson, sixth. Thad Moffitt, seventh. Star Poli was eighth. Place finish. I still need to reach out to Cletus about getting him on 4 Wide Media. I think that'd be a hilarious interview.
Well, it'd probably be something to do like a bald eagle.
Yeah. Mansfield, Ohio's Tony Costello was 11th. Jeff Schofield, 12th. Lawless Allen was 13th. Butterbean finished 14th. So only 6 cars finished on the lead lap in that race.
Seems normal.
Ryan Huff finished. Brian Dawsett 18th. Michael Maple 17th. Rick Ghetto 18th. Our boy Alex Clubb finished 19th down. Brayton Laster finished 20th. Brayton Laster, friend of mine. Cole Raz 21st. Tim Richmond 22nd. Casey Carden 23rd. Isabella Robusto, Spencer Gallagher, Ryan Rett, Brad Smith, Matt Kemp, Will Kimmel, Mike Basham, Nate Muller, and 32nd, who did not see Kitzmiller in the number 79. So that was overall is your overall results for Arkham Menard series, and it was a wild one to say the least. I was able to catch some of the highlights, and it was what a race! Race!
I've seen the highlights, and yeah, I mean it looked like a decent race. I questioned the crew chief's thought on having Cletus start up on the front row with old tires. I questioned that one a little bit. But I mean, that's why they get paid the big bucks. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm what you call a keyboard warrior.
Shout out to Mike Joy. Hey, we had the NC Education Lottery 200 on Friday night. Corey Heim took the victory, staying second. Caden K-Cut third. Lane Riggs fourth. Kyle finished fifth. Grant Enfinger finished sixth. Matt Mills was seventh. Daniel Hemrick eighth. Raja Karuf ninth. Jake Garcia was 11th. Taylor Ankrum 12th. Stuart Friesen 13th. Parker Kligerman 14th. BJ McLeod 15th. Andres Perez de Lara was 6th. Road 17th. Luke Finhouse 8th. Timmy Hill 19th, which was also his 500th. Or was it 300? Either 300 and 500 NASCAR for Timmy Hill. Matt Crafton was 20th. Giovanni Ruggiero was 21st. Stephon Parsons 22nd. Connor Mozak 23rd. Spencer Boyd 25th. 25th was Jack Wood. Tanner Gray was 26th. Malcolm in the middle was 27th. Jimenez. Mason Maggio was 28th. Innocent 29th. Tony Bredinger was 30th. 32nd. Justin S. Carroll 34th. And your 4 wide meet was Corey Heim. we
No
had
brainer. I mean, Heim and mile and a half. I mean, it's a no brainer.
Nope. Saturday, we had the bet MG50. Sorry, the bet MGM 300. My fault. That was an error on me. My bad. William Byron first, Connor Zillett second, Nick Sanchez third, Justin Allgaier fourth, Dean Thompson was fifth, Josh Williams sixth, Austin Hill seventh, Ryan Ellis eighth. Ninth was Christian Eckes, Shelton Creed was 10th, Sam Mayer was 11th, Jesse Love 12th, 13th was Austin Dillon in the number 3. I didn't know he was in the number 3 Xfinity car. Ryan Sieg 14th, William Solowich was 15th, Jeremy Clement 16th, Carson Crawford 17th, Chris Wright, everybody's favorite driver, was 18th, Brendan Jones 19th, Jeb Burton 20th, Harrison Burton 21st, Brendan Poole 22nd, Chase Briscoe 23rd, Blaine Perkins 24th, Anthony Alfredo 25th, Garrett Smithley 26th, Nick Leitz 27th, JJ 8th, CJ McLaughlin 29th, Taylor Gray 30th, Di 31st, that was Leland Honeyman, 33rd was Kyle Sieg, Catherine Legg, Brad Perez, Matt DiBenedetto, Parker Ratcliffe, and then last place was Sammy Smith due to a disqualification. And your 4-wide me driver of the race was driver to number 48, Nicholas Sanchez. You ready for the big day?
Good pick.
You ready for Sunday's results?
Well, I mean, we all know that we got to see a smashed watermelon in Charlotte this week.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
40th
so
to
we're doing
first.
things backwards today. We're doing NASCAR first. Huh? From
40th to first for old
first.
Ross.
Yes, sir.
Nuts.
All righty. You know, it's funny. Pitbull leaves the team in February. I'm still confused about that. Ross Chastain wins the 600. All right, let's talk about it. All right. From 40th to first, Mellow Man Ross Chastain leads the final 8 laps to win the Coca-Cola 600. William Byron 20. William Byron second. Chase Briscoe was third. Adrian Allmendinger fourth. Brad Keselowski fifth. Chase Elliott sixth. Michael McDowell seventh. Christopher Bell was eighth. Ryan Penn was 10th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 11th. Josh Berry 12th. Eric Jones 13th. 14th was Shane Van Gisbergen. Speaking of Shane Van Gisbergen, his teammate, his old Supercar Series, Will Brown, will be making his Cup Series debut in Chicago in the number 13 for Kaulig Racing. Kyle Busch 15th, Denny Hamlin 16th.
I don't think it's his debut. I think he already debuted. Will's already driven for RCR in the past. They're just driving for Kaulig this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad. Thanks for the correction.
Not a problem.
Denny Hamlin 16th, Todd Gilliland 18th. Ty Dillon, who will be making his 500th NASCAR start this weekend in Nashville. Ty Dillon has spent some time here in Ohio, up in the Cleveland area the last few days. Austin Dillon 20th. Cole Custer 21st. Chris Buescher penalty was halfway lifted, so instead of him being 60 points behind, he now 30 points behind. His crew chief has already served his 2-race suspension, so that was a great call by NASCAR for RK. Connor Zillich 23rd, Ty Gibbs 24th, Cody Ware 25th, Tyler Reddick 26th, John Nemechek 27th, Riley Hurt 28th, Alex Bowman was 29th, Justin Haley was 30th, Austin Cindric was 31st. Big news in regards to his dad being released from Team Penske. I doubt it'll have anything to do with Austin and 2. I guess we will find out as time goes on. No matter what, I support Austin wherever he goes. Derek Kraus was 32nd. Josh Bilisky, 33rd. Carson Hostefer, Bubba Wallace, and Suarez was 36th. Kyle Larson, who attempted the double, finished 37th. Ryan Blaney, 38th. Zane Smith, 39th. And 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion in the number 84. Jimmy Johnson finished 40th. Jimmy did state that he is open to running some more Cup races. All right. On to Formula One. We were last. Hang on 1 second, but hold that thought for just a second. Do something real quick. Go ahead and put your thoughts over from the results that we did from those 3 races.
I mean, all in all, just boils down to NASCAR put on a great show this weekend. Especially from the results with Amazon Prime. I mean, Prime, the numbers alone for Prime showed 2.6 million average viewers for the race. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That just shows that there's a lot of viewers involved with it. I mean, the 18 to 34 demographic was the most watched piece since 2022 in that demographic. So, I mean, you got that. But, I mean, all in all, I mean, it was a pretty darn good show all weekend for NASCAR. And for it to show growth in numbers and viewers, I think that's a pretty good sign that the whole streaming service might be the way they're looking at going.
Yep. And check this out. So, guys, William Byron was originally our driver of the race for the Cup Series, but for the first time, we have it in the middle of the week. Ross Chastain is now the official after a unanimous decision, after talks with Kevin, talked with Everett, talked with the guy in our 4A Media chat group. Ross Chastain is our driver of the race and our driver of Memorial Day weekend.
I mean, driver of the race was a given. I mean, look at what he did. 40th to first. That's a feat that I don't think anyone has really ever done, especially in that race. I mean, that's a big race to be able to go 40th to first. So, yeah, I mean, he was more than deserving. And then just everything he overcame during the 600, just it fits.
It does. All right, let me get this Formula One stuff pulled up because we had Formula One, we had Formula 2, we had Formula 3. Not to mention, the anniversary of Formula One was last week as well. Wait, what the hell? Alrighty. We had Formula 3. Not to mention, we have a big race weekend coming up. So, alright, let's take a look here. Alrighty. about 7 hours. Formula 3 takes the track in Spain for practice. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. All righty. All righty. Let's take a look. All right, we had the sprint race. All right, so here was the feature race results. All right, let's see. Don't worry, I'm not having technical difficulties. I promise. I'm just trying to pull up these results.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
All right, let's see. The sprint race was on Saturday. The sprint race won by Venus Steinshorn. Okay, what a name. All right, here are your feature race results from Sunday. There was 27 laps. We had Tisloff was your winner for Campos Racing. Belinsky was second. Boya was third. Voisin was fourth. Trumptons was fifth. I know I'm going to butcher these names, and I really truthfully do not give two fucking shits. Van Hopen was sixth. Toponen was seventh. Steinshorn was eighth. Sharp was ninth. GST Warthorn was 11th. I'm not even going to attempt this guy's name, so I'm just going to spell it out. INTHRAPHUVASAK was 12th. Ho was 13th. That's exactly what it says. It just say Ho. I'm not making that shit up. UGOCHUKWU was 14th. Zyga Zeta was 15th. Ramos was 16th. Dufek was 17th. Stromstead was 18th. Z was 19th. Dominguez was 20th. Marin Angelelli was 21st. And 22nd, that did not finish the race, was Nail. Oh my goodness. Those were some tongue twisters in that. Woo! I apologize if all those names sounded completely messed up. Big to lie. Yeah. Did you catch all of that?
No, I need you to repeat all the names too.
I'm not doing that. Nope. I'm good. Pass. Hard pass. We're almost done for today. Come on, load. Ugh. You know, it's nice when you're trying to do something and technology is telling you to kiss their ass. Yeah.
That's my everyday, man.
Yeah. Great. Hang on. You still there?
No, I disappeared.
You know what? I got nothing to say to that. All right. Let me try something here. See if I can do this on my phone. Hey, that actually worked. Haha. Sweet. All right. Let's do this. Formula 2. How to go to my phone for the web version because for some reason things did not want to work properly on my on the regular side of things. All right. So we had Monaco. For Formula 2. It was their 5th round. Your sprint winner was what the y'all are really screwing shit up for me, aren't you? Of course you are. Nice. Let me turn it sideways. Okay, so no matter what. All right, so because Jack Crawford was your overall winner, I am not about to go through all of these names, so we're just going to leave it at that. I feel like that's fair. All right, and then we had the main event. For the final time on Memorial Day weekend until 2032, we had the F1 Tag Heuer Grand Prix de Monaco 2025. Lando Norris took the victory. Charles Leclerc was second. Oscar Piastri third. Max Verstappen fourth. Lewis Hamilton was fifth. Hadjar was sixth. Alexander Ocon was seventh. Lawson was eighth. Albon was 10th. Ninth. Carlos Sainz was 10th. George Russell was 11th. Oliver Bierman finished 12th. Colapinto was 13th. Bortoleto was 14th. Lance Stroll was 15th. Nico Hülkenberg was 16th. Tsunoda was 17th. Antonelli was 18th. And did not finish was Pierre Gasly and Fernando Alonso. Talk about some shock there. Fernando Alonso not finishing a Formula One race.
Well, I mean, you got to look at the team he's with too.
At the what?
At the team he's with also. I mean, they're not. It's not the best team for him with Aston Martin.
Yeah. All right, and now before we get
the shocker out of that, Antonelli finishing 18th, 3 laps down in Mercedes. I mean,
All right. The 109th Indianapolis 500 was sold out on Sunday, May 25th, 2025, and here are your results. Three drivers entered the 109th Indianapolis 500. It was a strange one. It was a strange race. Here are your results, and here are your winners. Alex Palou wins the 109th Indianapolis 500 for Chip Ganassi Racing. David Malukas was second. He was not the original finisher for second. We will get there as to what happened. Pato Ward was third. Felix Rosenquist was fourth. Santino Ferrucci fifth. Christian Ramonson sixth. Christian Lundgaard seventh. Connor Daly eighth. Takuma Sato was ninth. Helio Castroneves was 10th, and he will be running the 2026 Indy 500 and the 2027 Indy 500 before he calls it a career in IndyCar. Delvin DeFrancisco was 11th. Lewis Foster was 12th. Nolan Siegel was 14th. Ed Carpenter was 15th. Will Power 16th. Graham Rahal 17th. Marcus Armstrong 18th. Jack Harvey 19th. Scott Dixon, who had a problem before the race even began. His brakes were too hot and on fire. Finished 20th. Ryan finished 21st. Joseph Newgarden, who had won 2023 and 2024 Indianapolis 500 after starting 32nd, finished 22nd after an incident on the car. Indianapolis 500. Stingray Robb finished 23rd. Kyle Larson, as his double was cut short when he crashed on lap 95 of the Indianapolis. Kyphon Simpson 25th. Pole sitter Robert Shorten raced in early. Unfortunately, with an incident on pit road, to not be able to complete the Indianapolis 500. Renus VK20, Alexander Rossi was car pit lane. They take the tire off, and boom, the car just ignites in flames. Marco Andretti, once again, 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration, ends on lap 4. Poor guy. Scott McLaughlin, this is a heartbreaker. Scott McLaughlin never flag. Scott McLaughlin crashed on the pace laps, therefore he was not able to complete to the Indianapolis 500. Everett, that is a heartbreaker right there.
That one is. I mean, it's tough. I don't know. It's just hard to really explain that one. Yeah.
I mean, if you notice, there were some names that I did not say just yet, and I'm going to tell you why. IndyCar Series. So, following the Indianapolis 500, there was some penalties that was laid out. Let's see. Robert Schwartzman was your Indy 500 Rookie of the Year. Your championship standings is Alex Palou, Pat O'Ward, Christian Lundgaard, Felix Rosenqvist, Kyle Kirkwood, Scott Dixon, Scott McLaughlin, Will Power, Colton Herta, and David Malukas. Round out your top 10. The number 27, 28 entries from Andretti Global, and the number 90 from Premier Racing have been moved to the rear of the Indianapolis 500 field after failing post-race technical inspection. All 3 cars have been reordered based on their unofficial finishing positions. Additionally, each car has been fined $100,000, and the team competitors for the next 3 races have been suspended for 1 race to be served at the next event on the streets of Detroit. So, with that being said, Marcus Ericsson and Callum Ilott rounded out positions 31, 32nd, and 33rd. What a crazy of events.
Sure is. I mean, I said it was one crazy weekend.
Yep. This weekend coming up, we've got Formula One in Spain. We've got IMSA, IndyCar in Detroit for the Detroit Grand Prix. We've got NASCAR in Nashville. Let's talk some weekend preview. Who wins? Who's going to win Formula One Spanish Grand Prix? It's either going to be Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, or Max Verstappen. For IMSA, Team Penske's been dominating, so Team Penske's going to win. And for IndyCar, Alex Palou is going to win again, making his 6th win of the season. Let's see. Do we have the Truck Series this weekend? Yes. Corey Heim. Saturday for the Xfinity, I'm gonna go with Connor Zilisch. And then for the Cup Series on Sunday, it is Nashville. You know what? I say his winless streak ends. Kyle Busch.
Good picks. Let me look. I mean, I'm with you on the truck side. That's gonna probably end up Corey Heim. I mean, it's the NASCAR Heim series over there. Literally, it seems like Corey. But I mean, you can't hate on Corey. that team is hitting on all cylinders. So I mean,
Mhm.
but you also got to look that you've got Kyle Busch making a start. This should be his final start of the season at Nashville. Let's see who else you got good in. Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith have looked good all year. But yeah, it's probably going to be Heim. That's for sure. They're kicking on all cylinders, so you can't bet against them. Over in Xfinity Series, I gotta go with Justin Allgaier. I think
Hey,
I
there's
think
a good one.
Allgaier will be strong, like he is every year, really. But I think it'll be another win for the JRM7 and Cup Series side. There's 39 cars there this weekend. You've got the Garage 66 Racing. You've got Corey Heim for 2311. The NY Racing team's going to be there. But I'm going to put money on. I'm going to say Young Money. Kyle Larson gets it done.
Talk about it, Easter. So, what are your thoughts on this on Rockingham Speedway being put up for sale?
I don't know. I mean, it's sucks, really does. But it seems like that's what happens anymore, and it just I don't get it.
I mean,
they had a great thing going
hell,
for them. They should.
I mean, hell, shit. If I was freaking billionaire, I'd buy the damn Speedway, bring a cup, and bring the Cup Series back that quick.
And that's the thing; it's not as easy as people think to be able to bring a Cup race back there.
I know.
You're going to have them fighting you tooth and nail to be able to run a race there, and it really sucks.
But honestly, though, I honestly won't be surprised if Roger Penske purchases Rockingham Speedway. I won't be surprised.
I would be, to be honest with you. I don't think that's a track that he's really interested in, per se.
He's already purchased. Let's see. He's already purchased Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He purchased the IndyCar Series. He purchased Nashville Speedway. I mean, or do you think Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes together? I mean, he owns the Cars Series with Kevin Harvick. Do you think maybe him and Kevin Harvick buy Rockingham Speedway? Anything can happen.
True.
And have you had a chance to check out the Earnhardt Series yet? I have not. I'm definitely going to be checking it out this weekend.
I have not. I've been busy trying to get my car ready to go to race this weekend, and that's been my focus right now. Is just getting that ready to go.
Is anybody that's listening to us and you are a race car driver and you are looking to get some time, Club Racing Inc. has an open for their second car tracks for the following races: June 6th at Michigan, June 20th at Elko Speedway, June 28th at Lime Rock Park, July 18th at Dover. I might be in Chicago that day. August 17th at Illinois State, August 31st at DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. Both Illinois and DuQuoin are dirt races. And then Salem Speedway on September 26th. If you know anybody who has an ARCA license or has a NASCAR license, make sure you guys reach out. Tell them to reach out to Club Racing Inc. They would love to get you guys to race. And as it states, there's no PlayStation. It does not count for approval to race. If anybody thinks that, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I've submitted my stuff for ARCA. I've got the approval to run mile and under. It's just funding. Haven't been able to get any kind of funding, and it stinks.
I was gonna say, if you got the run them dirt races, boy.
I was willing to jump in and just do the starting park up at MIS for the second car, but ARCA won't allow me to until I have races under my belt.
Ah.
So.
But like I said, it's gonna be a busy weekend of racing.
Yes, it will be.
See, normally our listeners and followers, we would have our shows on Fridays, but because it is yet another night race for the Truck Series, we will not be hosting our normal weekly Friday show. That's why tonight was a combined show. A good 45-minute combination. I say we covered a lot in 45 minutes.
Yes, we did. But
well, guys, enjoy the races no matter whatever series you watch. We will see you all next week. Until then, this has been 4 Wide Media. We are out.